So a while ago, I got the Amazon Fire7 tablet, and my main reason for getting it was to use it for ebooks. But the problem I have with this, let's just grab that one. I don't have it downloaded. Let's just open up one I do have downloaded. Here we go. Okay, so so it displays pretty well. I don't know if I see that, but problem is there's these little side things, the bezels. I know it's weird when people try to get away without having bezels at all, but it'd be nice if the bezel was a little wider. Kind of like if we turn it this mode, you've got a lot of room on the side. So this is really designed for people to consume their Amazon videos and stuff like that. But since I want to use it for a book, I really want to use it in portrait mode. And problem is that the bezel's not too far, and just, holding it in this position is usually like a book or something. If you can just wedge it in your hand, it's nice, but it will skip things, it'll scroll. And so I had an idea that it'd be really nice if there was like something I could put on here that just extend it just a little further, so I could just kind of like relax, kind of wedge it in my hand, and then use it for, and then I could use it for reading for fairly long periods of time. But so anyway, that's when I said, why don't I design? I got a 3D printer. Let's see what we can do. And then I had the idea about way back. I made a cover for a little key fob thing, and I said, well, maybe I can make something similar. So I wound up doing that, and here it is. I printed it using a brim. Usually I print using this is called a raft, and the raft's really nice. It gives you a smooth print and stuff, but it takes a lot of material. But the bigger problem is it takes a lot of time to print this. So it's like, if you don't have to print the whole raft, then you can cut down a lot of time. And I found that they had a brim available. I never used it before, so I thought, what the heck? I'd go ahead and print it with a brim. What I didn't know is that my printer was all clogged up. It had a broken filament had broken, so I removed it, and then I tried to put a new one in, and then I must have, it clogged up. So then I had to eventually figure out how to tear it apart, take it down, and use a heating element, actually my soldering iron, to help heat part of the metal to release the plastic and finally get rid of the glob that was blocking it. It's not that big, but still, this was the glob that was really blocking everything. So then eventually I was able to print it. So this is what I came up with. So I made it so that it has a little indentation for the thumb. I measured the distance. It was 114, I think, 114 point something millimeters. So if we just measure that out, 114.4, so I rounded up to 115. And then depth-wise, I ran it out. It's 9.5, so I said we'll call that 10. With 3D printing, you need to give yourself some leeway because it could be shrinkage and differences. And so basically I printed that out, and I said, well, here comes a test. And sure enough, it's really tight. It kind of bends. I don't know if you can see that, but it kind of warps it a little bit. And then just slide that down. And apparently I can automatically turn the camera on by doing this. Did that, didn't really need to take that photo. But anyway, so now I have a little, I call it a wingdit, because it's like widget, it's a wing. And yeah, it actually, it holds it really good. I can just, like I said, once I get it in the right position, then it's just a matter of just slight, just basically laying my thumb there. It holds it in position. I did round the edges here and here. Probably should have rounded these, but actually it's got a little lip here from the brim, so I think that can dig in. Anyway, I'm going to take a sand or remove that part of the brim or sand that down a little bit. Other than that, it's got a good feel to it. It just holds it in place, and you put your finger right around it, and it's just really. I haven't tried to use it to read because I'm finishing up an actual book made with paper and stuff. But once I finish that, I'm going to be reading some of these, and so that's my little wing it. And so I thought I'd show the steps I took to make it in FreeCAD. So let me switch over to the desktop only. Here we go. And so I want to go start FreeCAD. So I went to the menu and clicked it, and starting FreeCAD. And you can see no module name WebGUI came up. I'm like, all right, that's not cool. So I looked around. I found that best solution was to go to FreeCAD. .org, I think it is, and download the latest app, because it's getting to the point now, especially like on FreeCAD. So yeah, FreeCAD.org. You can go here, go to the downloads, select your system. I'm running on Linux, so they have a 64-bit app image. It's about half a gig, I think 500 some megabytes. So 567, something like that. Anyway, and then I just marked it as executable, and then we got the latest version of FreeCAD, which is nice because the other version was 0.16. This is 0.18, and it has some. It has one feature that was kind of nice. Here's my original. Let's go ahead and open. See if we can. No, that's an SD. We want this. Yeah, that's not the one we want. Where we want file. Open. Of course, it wants to go where it wants to go. Here we go. So here's my finished drawing, and it's not really a drawing. What I did is I used additive and subtractive technique. So first thing I did was make a box. So it was 115 plus, I figured about 1.5 millimeters on each side. So anyway, let me just click new, and want part design, I think. Okay, so we have these items up across the top where you can add these primitives, and using different pieces parts we can add things to it and subtract and union and different. So let's go ahead and create a solid. So it comes out with the cube, and we got a length of 100 or 10 millimeters. So I think I told you we want 118. Let's zoom out a little bit, and 10 I think was fine, and then I decided somewhere around 30 millimeters, not 330. So you can, what's nice is I got this thing now, so now you can actually rotate it and see different parts of your part, which really doesn't mean much on a just a cube like that. So then I said, okay, well now, see, I can see the top part. I said, now I need to add a cylinder. So we add a cylinder, and this will be the rounded edge. And if you remember, I came out with 10 millimeters as the size. So we need half of that. So we need 5 millimeter radius. And oh yeah, we need to go back to here, the cube, because width is not good enough. We need to have that extra 1.5 millimeters. That's the that'll be 1.5 millimeter material around it. So this should be 100 or 13 millimeters. So we'll go ahead and add that. So now if we go to the top, and we can see that part there. So we'll say okay, fine. But now we need to move it. So we need to click into placement, and then position, and then we need to move this, which is at the end, 6.5 on the X, I believe. So 6, oops, minus 6.5, and then on the Y, we need to move it. See, minus the 6.5. Whoa, not 65. Not 65. 6.5. And we can't see it because, oops, I just moved the whole wrong object. Let's move that back. Let's click on the cylinder. Cylinder is the one we want to move. So 6.5. So it isn't negative, it's 6.5. And then I think we want to go 6.5. Of course, now we can't see it, so let's go ahead and make the height of our cylinder 30. And now it pops up right here. So now we have one end of our object. And we need to create another cylinder, so we'll add another cylinder, and we'll do the same thing, except click on that cylinder, change our radius 5, change our height right now to 30, and again we're going to need to place this at the other end, and that should give us our position. Go ahead and move this 115. That's too far. 110 maybe? Probably not far enough because we need the extra 1.5, so it should be 1.5 maybe? So that should give us the 1.5 surrounding. The 1.5 together should give us 118. 118 minus the 3 millimeters. So we'll go move this to 6.5. So we should be at 115 for the circles. So from here to here should be 115. And now we have to add another block. So let's add another block. And this cube, right away, let's bump that up to 30. We want the length to be from the center of one of these circles to the center of the other circle, so that should be 105, I think. 105. And then we need to move it, the 5 plus the 1.5, so 6.5. 6.5. Oops. Now we're over, and we need to line it up this way again. 6.5. 6.5. Oh, you don't need to move it that far. 1.5 because it was already lining up. So now we have something that's going to cut out what we'll use to cut out the whole center part where the actual tablet will sit. And if we rotate this a little, you can see that this will be the front. So we'll need to have another thing that comes out and cuts another block. So we're going to add another block. So let's go ahead and add one more block. This will be cube 2. And we want a height of 30. And a length of, well, I'm not sure what it was. Let me take a quick measurement. And let's probably around 5 or 6 millimeters from each end. So really, 110 will be 2. Well, if we make the 105, then we can line it up with that. But I think we want to, we'll see. We'll position this. We don't need to move it up because we're going to want to overlap. In fact, let's go ahead and move it -1 millimeter. So that'll hang down. And then we'll move this over 6.5. Woo! Dang. Can't do that. So that lines up with that, but I don't think, for now, let's just go ahead and leave that there. So we've got all these things, and we still need to add another block. So let's go ahead and add one more block. The next block we're going to add is going to be the part where the thumb sits. So let's go ahead and add another block. That's this cube, height 30. Length. I figured it would be about. Let's just go ahead and make it 25. And oh yeah, length 25 and whoops. And width of 10, so we should be good. No, we want 13 to match up with the other one. So now it should match up there, but now we have to do the placement. We know this is 118, so we need to position this at 118. Boom, it's right there. Now we need to do the cutout for the thumb. So we'll add another cylinder. Click on that cylinder. We'll make this one a pretty good size radius. Let's try 45 for now. Might be too big, but we're going to go ahead and then now try to position it. So we're going to just move this over 60. Okay. 90. Okay. 100. Okay. 120. Okay. 130. That might be it. So let's go ahead and move it down. You can use these little drop downs and just. We might have to change the radius because it depends on how. Yeah, see that? Let me make this height 30. And so now we can see it's not really cutting in that great. Let's go ahead and see if we can change this to. Let's go ahead and make it 30. And then we'll have to move it up again. And let's go -26, 20. Let's go 27.5, and we'll bump. So now we got a nice little groove there. Probably 130.5. Yeah, that'll be good. So now we basically have all the pieces parts we need to start using the these Boolean operations. So we're going to start off with our main block. So we'll start off with cube, and we're going to go ahead and Boolean that. We're going to use the first cylinder, which should be this one, and we're going to go ahead and do a difference, and we're going to apply. So now we have a hole right there. So we close that, and now we take our cut here, which is the result of our previous one. So we're going to keep adding our process to that. So now we need to take this cut, do a Boolean operation on that, which is the cut, and then we can take our next cylinder that we added, do another difference, and apply that. And that didn't work. Why? Or did it? It's hard to tell. Let's go look at the top. No, doesn't look like it did it. The cut cylinder. Oh, we just cut the same cylinder out. That's not going to work. So let's Control Z. Now we're back to a cut. Let's go ahead and do this again, but we need cylinder 1. I think. So let's apply. Yeah, now we got it. Okay. So now we close that. Now we can work on this cut, which is the block and the 2 cylinders, and let's go ahead and remove the cube 1, and so we'll go ahead and Boolean that, switch over to difference, which I'm sure we could probably just click that button. Oh no, it's the intersection. So we got a cut. We'll take out the next cube, in which case this will be cube 1. We'll apply. If we go to top, we'll see that that just cut that out. Let's go ahead and close that. And we got our cut 2. We want to do cube 2, which would be this one here, and difference, apply, boom. So now we have that done. The last thing we have to do is this block and this cylinder. So we should be able to take this cube, difference in this cylinder, apply. So now we have a part that looks like the one I printed, except we then want to apply a fillet on some of these edges. So let's go ahead and click that edge, click that, and here you can change your, I probably should, let's try 2. Yeah, that makes it smoother. So let's, and this is where it's nice in that we can now, before earlier versions you could only get certain views, so this nice little looks like a die that you can rotate here can at least get you to the parts. It's not, you know, like you can move it freely as a 3D object, but at least you can get to these edges now. And then let's make this one a 2 also, boom, take that edge, do that, make this one 2 also, and so yeah, we now have a part that we can then print. So once you get to that point, can then do an export. I use STL because that's what the Cura software seems to work with. At least I haven't tried anything else. It works with it, so I'm not gonna try. Where is it? Oh, it's one of these. I thought it was down here. SCAD. There it is. STL mesh. And then you can, we'll call this version 2. Wham. Then we can go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and open up Cura. And it should be coming up shortly. If my double click, yeah, here it comes. Pretty sure there's a newer version. It came out with a message saying there's a newer version of this, but I found that, you know, my printer didn't really change. So at this point, we can go ahead and open a file. We put it in. Here's our version 2. You can open it. And so we got an hour and 26 minutes, which is as long as it took me to print it. And I think, yeah, Brim. Before I was using Raft, I decided to use Brim. Whoops. Yeah, Brim. I just clicked that button and it just expanded that. It confused me. So that's, you know, then you save that file out, saved file, and boom, put it in the printer and print one out. So at this point, I think I show you a time sped up version of the print, and that's it. It all works pretty good. So a little FreeCAD and how to make a little widget, I don't know, whatever. It's just a little thing that, you know, should make it a little more comfortable reading the tablet. So I guess we'll call that, stick a fork in it and call it done. Catch you later.